How to get rid of extra information. An important part of organizing a paper is making sure it isn't too long. The way you do that is to make sure that you have only necessary information in your paper. If you have too many details and too much information, then your essay will get long and you will lose your audience in the sea of details you planted them in. In order to make sure that you have no extra information, you have to only put in the necessary information into the essay that you are writing. It is important to put details in, don't get me wrong, but putting an excessive amount gets long and unnecessary. One example of this would be the black and white cows grazed on the field as a gentle breeze blew. Something that you wouldn't want to do is the black and white cows with purple eyes moved every 5 minutes to head to a new spot to graze during mid-July as a gentle breeze blew. In order to organize, you have to ask yourself if the information you want to put in your essay is crucial to the story. Depending on your answer depends on whether or not you put the information in your story. When you have all the information, you need to decide where to put everything. Your paper should have an obvious plan, clear sequence, and strong transition. A well-organized paper flows easily. It shows a smooth progression of thought, but you can only accomplish this with the information you need. One example of this is what it looks like on the star. So the questions would look like, Dina has included extraneous sentence in the fourth paragraph, sentences 11 to 18. Which sentence should Dina delete from the paragraph? Now we are going to work on the guided practice. The passage reads, James was a baseball player. He had to practice a lot to get where he was. He practiced day and night to become the professional. Now we are going to work on the guided practice. The passage reads, James was a baseball player. He had to practice a lot to get where he was. He practiced day and night to become the professional player he was years ago. Double rainbows are rare. He was a pitcher for the Red Sox backs in 1983. His uniform was red and white, and his eyes were purple, and they sparkled in the sunlight. He now lives in Kansas. Question 1. What sentence should be deleted from the paragraph? A. Sentence 1. B. Sentence 2. C. Sentence. Question 1. What sentence should be deleted from the paragraph? A. Sentence 1. B. Sentence 4. C. Sentence 6. Or D. Sentence 7. So now I'm going to give you some time to read the passage over again, each time without the sentence answer choice that you are looking at right now. So go ahead and do that now. So now that you've read each answer choice not in the sentence, you should have now that you've read each answer choice not in the paragraph, the one that makes the most sense is B, sentence 4. So that would be the answer to number 1, because the passage without sentence 4 does make the most sense. Number 2, what part of sentence 6 should be deleted? So now we're going to do the same thing as we did in sentence 1, and you're going to read sentence 6 over again with each answer choice. So pause the video here and do that now. Okay, so now that you've done that, the one that makes the most sense is A. Because even though it does give us more information, it is unnecessary because the passage is talking about James and his baseball career, not about his eyes. So the answer would be A after the second and. Now question 3. What sentence is okay for the story but not necessary? So this basically means what sentence does give information that we could use, but it isn't necessary to the story. So I'm going to give you some time now to read the paragraph and look at each answer choice to see what sentence is sort of like okay for the story, but you don't really need it to understand what's going on. So pause the video now and do that. Okay, so now that you've gone through all the answer choices, the one that makes the most sense is D, sentence 7, because while the sentence does say what he's doing now, it doesn't really give any information to his baseball career. And even though a lot of people like to know where they are now, it isn't necessary to the story right now. So it would be D, sentence 7. Now you're going to complete the assessment, and turn that in to your teacher.